Good morning. Good morning, good morning. This is Joseph with the Poetry Studio. Welcome to the Poetry Studio. Today we are going to be doing poetry things as we do every day. It is wonderful to be here. Woo! What a past 24 hours this has been. When life just gets so busy and you just keep going and going. But a good 24 hours. I I feel like that my notebook, I've gotten into more of a disciplined routine, putting things into my notebook so that I don't forget them. The problem with being more disciplined with putting things in your notebook is it means your notebook is full of things all the time, and you're constantly just trying to catch up to finish emptying that notebook. Reminders, reminders. But the amazing thing is that every little thing that I feel like I'm doing feels like an improvement, which is exciting. Let's see who we got here today. Obviously, it's going to take some time to get everything refreshed. Welcome, Twitcher Alex. Good morning. Good to be here. As you do your upload cycle, I missed the stream last night. I hope it was a party. It probably was. So I mean that's pretty cool. Thank you all that are going to be tuning in. Thank you anybody that's tuning in on the replay. We're going to start with a poem today from Billy Collins. Again, Billy Collins has been my filler as I work on setting up a more organized poetry reading setup. I literally thumb through this book as the time is ticking down to see what I could, what I will write about. Or what I will read about. Sorry, I'm losing my mind. So instead, it's one of those things that eventually I will be like, oh, well, this week we're going to read poems from this person, and this is what this person did for the world of poetry, and not really making it into a class, but just generally just talking about it, changing things around. But right now, a massive collection of wonderfully easy to understand poems is just a good thing to go to in the couple of seconds before this stream starts. Here and there. I feel nothing this morning except the low hum of the ego, a constant shameless sound behind the rib cage. I even keep forgetting my friend in surgery at this very hour. In other words, a perfect time to write about the clouds rolling in after a week of sun, and a woman beating laundry on a rock in front of her house overlooking the sea. All of which I am making up. The clouds, the house, the woman, even the laundry. Or take the lights strung in the harbor that I once saw from the bow of a sailboat, which seemed unreal at the time and more unreal now. Even if I were there again at the ship's railing as I am sitting here in a lawn chair, who would believe it? Vast maple tree above me, are you really there? And you, open cellar door, and you, vast sky with sun and a fading contrail. No more real than the pretend city where she lies now under the investigating lights. An imaginary surgeon busy, breaking into the vaults of her phantom skull. That was a good poem. Sharp, getting to the real struggle of the ego in a moment where someone is going through something of suffering. I like it. It was really good. Welcome everybody that's tuning in. So today, I'm starting out the stream by writing a spontaneous poem for a wedding planner who is getting a free sample, wants a poem for her mom. The idea behind this exercise, and I'll probably be doing many similar to it, is that I write the rough draft very similar to how I do it on the street, just right on the spot. Poem on the spot. She sent me an email with details. I generally know it's going to be about her mother and the outdoors and the farm, but I haven't gotten the details yet, and I haven't even read them. So I'm kind of doing this like I just printed the email, I didn't look at it. But, so that rough draft is kind of like my 5-minute poem. But then I also will be sending that 5-minute poem to her and saying, hey, would you like an edit? That way they get both sides of the experience and they can convey that to potential couples that would want me at a wedding. Which is exciting because it's like, I get to have, ideas to write for here, and then at the same time I am working on expanding my reach in my own business, doing the poetry, the wedding poetry. So, let's see what this wedding planner said. That this is a poem for her mom that I guess owns a farm called Pine Hill Farm. Her dad is a farm along with the brother, and then looks like two friends. And it's family friends. Yeah, two family friends. Mom is the woodsy and craftsy person. My dad have lived there our whole lives. 2 dogs who are basically our kids. So we have dogs. We have Christianity. She's a Sunday school teacher. A giving person. Helping other people is her gift. Everyone who knows her adores her. And she even gave me... then she had a wedding scenario poem as well. So this might actually turn into 2 poems. Exciting. So... there's even a link to the visual on Facebook, so I'm going to actually go to that very quickly, because I don't usually get that, but I'm going to be able to take that with me when I go into the poem today. Writing about a beautiful farm in the country. There we go, Pine Hill Farm. Oh, wow. Yeah. That is indeed a farm. Lots of hay. Lots of trees going around. Not a very hilly farm, if I may say so. So, let's dive in without delay. Let's see where our music is taking to. Oh, that's good. Oh, let me bring the music back. That might be that's a little louder. We've had an amazing crowd here over the past few days. I figured at a certain point it might die down a little bit. But what is troubling me is that, Twitch has really, messed up their affiliate setup, because I put in all the information, I followed all of the right steps to get the affiliate thing set up so that we could start having a real party here with emojis and everything like that, and it just I don't know, it's funny because you have these images of farms in your head, and Twitcher Alex said that the line about, oh wow, that's indeed a farm, got lots of hay, lots of trees going around, that I had this image more of the idyllic farmhouse. I guess if I had a farm and I wanted to market that farm on Facebook, I would put a farmhouse. I would put I would put more aesthetic things that people associate more with the farm. But what they've done here, which is actually just really interesting, I'm not even critical of it, it's just different, is that they literally have more pictures of tractors going through the fields than anything else. So it's kind of like the farm in action, a farm in production, as opposed to, hey, look, we got a barn. I don't know, it's a different way of looking at a farm. Cool. Let's rock this. But yeah, the Twitch affiliate thing has been... So I filled in all my information, and I do business as Walking Wall Poet, but I'm a sole proprietor, so it complicates things because my tax information is just my name. but it seems like they've got something wrong in their system. So I told them there was something wrong in their system, and they said, no, we got everything right. And I sent them 6 screenshots saying, no, you're wrong. So hopefully that gets resolved today, because I really want to be able to have people subscribe if they so choose. I would love to be able to have emojis for subscribers. I'd love to just be able to have the bits thing going. So. Yeah, no, that's what I figured. So Twitcher Alex was talking about how some business entities set up their accounts as personal accounts because it's them personally streaming and not actually conducting business. I would say that it's probably me conducting business, since that kind of is one of the challenges of that. But Disco Steve is live right now. Yeah, absolutely. And so we're going to go and raid his channel after the end of this, which will be fun. So that's good to, thank you for letting me know that he is live right now. I figured that as much. But still, the bump has been really good. And on the off days when he's not streaming or he's streaming later, it's been good to have his crew here. And they seem to really get a kick out of the poems. So I like it. If you're just tuning in, I am working on a poem for a mother who has a farm, and by the request of a wedding planner. This is a sample of my work for her. Good morning, Patrick Smith. Hanging out here with the little one. You can tell, I think that you said that was your daughter, right? Hello to Patrick Smith's daughter. He is indeed famous. He will one day, soon, probably be praised by the poet. So, yes. I think that was you, right, that had that happen? I'm pretty sure I remember that correctly. It's funny because, like, for me, I used to be, I mean, like, I'm still more Maz than Disco Squad, too, but it's really cool to be kind of having my foot in both places, because a lot of times Steve, like, on the days he does streams a lot longer, so I can just kind of hang out there after the Maz stream. But the Maz stream is more an event. Like, yesterday I was way behind on stuff in the morning, and I had the Maz stream open, and I was working on stuff, like, I was going crazy. But it's so much harder. Yeah, Treasure Rose. It was so hard to work on stuff because there's so much. Like the Mad Stream is just so much, like, it's so much of an event that you want to be on there and just focused on that. So it's hard to do lurking with the Mad Stream. But the forklift guys managed to do it. Because they just got their forklifts. Oh yeah, Stream Raiders. Shout out to Stream Raiders. I don't want to be procrastinating too much on this poem, trying to simulate what it's like to be on the street, which I'm not doing too good a job of. Come on. All right, that worked out pretty well. So, the title of this poem would have been more apt as Giver, but this worked out pretty all right, even as Fields of Pine Hill, which I think is kind of like the hook for the farm. So, Fields of Pine Hill. The bales on the horizon, tractors kicking up the dust as another year's harvest holds us in rapt attention. Your crop to the world, sending carrots and children into the homes and hearts of those bound together in love. What have you discovered in the straight veins and gnarled knots of the trees? What has the land offered that made you the giver you now can be? Bread multiplied in waves of grain, loyalty of canine tame at your feet, that each year rises from the soil which first formed our ribs and recollections, the crafty creation of God, meaning everything is given, always given, then received, then shared again at the table of life. And there is a sharer, the one making you a gem of this family, to raise from the fields and fulfillment, kindness, love, generosity. That is Fields of Pine Hill. Thank you so much, Patrick, for the support, and we have a couple other people here. That was a poem for a friend's mother, a wedding planner whom I am showing my craft to. So now that will be sent to her this morning. She has asked me to write a wedding scenario poem as well, which I might as well, because why tarry and put off to tomorrow what can be done today. Thank you so much, Twitcher Alex. Really appreciate it. Anything that you guys have ideas for that I could do with the stream other than, I could just keep reading and writing poems all day, or all streams and every stream. But if there's something that you guys think would help, either talking about certain poems or other content, let me know. Always looking to expand the horizon on this. Is this a I don't think this paper is wide enough. Patrick Smith said, "You're in the groove, indeed. Let's keep that momentum going." Yes, Twitcher Alex, thank you for being part of my, I guess, advisory team, for lack of a better word. I've actually been thinking about that. There was some guy I knew that had like a business, and what he did is he just had a couple people. He would call them they were basically volunteers, and he would reach out to every once in a while. He had them in a group chat. I don't think I could do that with the different platforms, but they would be like people that he could bounce ideas off of when he had them. But I really appreciate any time that you are spending just helping support anybody in the community. One day there's going to be a Maz Small Business Association. We're going to like have meetings and stuff, and it's going to be great. Oh, it might be good for us to bring back our music. Ah! I don't know what is wrong with the Streamlabs today, but it's not behaving. There must be more to this quote. She said that she loves this quote all because two people fell in love, and then ellipses. But I don't know if that's just the quote itself. It's the start of the quote. All because two. Oh. I think that's just a quote. And it has a lot to do with a song from Brad Paisley. An idea has come to me as I continue to tack on ideas to my wedding thing. I could help with speeches. Weird little thing I'm just going to write down. Building a wedding business is interesting. Wedding businesses are pretty gold. There's a lot of money there, and it's a good thing. I mean, that's not a bad thing at all to want to make money. I've been in a real Naval RevCon groove as a result. But also, you know, it's interesting because it's just it's such a unique place of business to be doing a lot of weddings or doing any weddings at all. Oh, come on, typos. Let's see. Oh, I think that my ink has... It's not reversing my ink in the way that it should. Have I not been showing the typewriter? Oh, for shame, for shame. Nope. There we go. And there we go. All right. Good morning, David. You are catching me near what is probably going to be the end of my stream. We're going to be rating a DJ, but that's okay. I wrote a poem about a farm, and I'm writing a poem about weddings for a wedding planner. This is the best reason, the season for everything. Not even my last line. Hi, how you doing? Relentless was taken. Oh! This is David's son. Hey, how you doing? We have time for one more poem. Hey, it's so cool that you've gotten an account. Feel free to follow. So I saw David like a week or two ago. And I saw his son there, and I told his son that his son had to come on a stream and request a ridiculous poem. So I have high expectations there. Relentless was taken that you are going to create chaos and mayhem on the stream. If you don't, that's perfectly fine as well. You're more than welcome to just enjoy the poetry. But I love the idea of you requesting something crazy and zany. But regardless, it is so cool to have you guys on the stream. Thank you so much for joining in. Thou vine. I don't know if that last line, airplanes. We have a request come in. I don't know if that last line on this poem is good. Let's see what happens when I read it. When doing on-the-spot poems and kind of coming up with stuff, and even when you're writing your first drafts, and I always encourage anybody to do first drafts, you have you run out of steam at a certain point, and that's okay. But for me, I have to be careful about it because that's what sticks. So we do have a request for airplanes for David. And I actually don't know your actual name, David's son, but I will just refer to you as David's son. And we don't need to say your name on the internet, but before I write that poem about airplanes, I'm going to read this poem. Oh, it's David as well. David and David. I'm going to read this poem about weddings and falling in love and celebrating them, entitled Because. Reasons for the seasons of white adorning this angel all the way to the offering, the gems and gold glittering from fingers, all because two people fell in love. The tablecloths and bridesmaids paint the room in color, stumbling from the first glances where eyes saw far, saw into the future that family would join today and pray over these hearts that two may become one. Under the brightness of the sun, where fathers surrender daughters to eternal happiness, and friends stumble over the value words falter to express. This is the best reason, a season for everything, this rhyme, this vow making love live its cause here. That last line kind of worked for me. For love to live its cause here. So it's because of love. It ultimately runs back around. It's not because two people just came together or anything like that. I need to add some commas. Cool. Thank you so much, Patrick Smith. So thank you so much, everybody. Final poem of the day is going to be, well, not the final poem of the day for me, probably. I'll probably write something later on today, but I actually don't. That's the funny thing about this stream, because this is where all my work, my non-street work gets done. And it's actually not the final poem of the day, because today I'm going to be out on the walking mall. So if you happen to be watching this and you live in Winchester and you are not David or David, about to ready receive a poem, I will be busking today. Yep. Comes up by. It'll be after 6 o'clock. But I will actually be at the Invault building on the walking wall before then. I got a subscription to a co-working space. I'm going to try it out. Even though money's tight, I'm giving it a shot. If you're just tuning in, I'm writing my final poem of the morning. This is going to be a poem about airplanes. Oh, yes, Twitcher Alex, you've seen enough of these. You've actually seen so many poems written that you have a good intuition of things that would challenge me. At least, well, I don't know if challenge is the right word. And look at me again, forgetting to put on the typewriter camera, forgetting to put on the music. I'm just so into it. Let me get the music up here. I'm gonna do that every time. Okay. Yeah, so the funny thing is I do enjoy offbeat topics more. Because and it's funny thing is, like, it's harder for me to write 10 poems about love, because it's 10 poems about the similar topic, than to write a poem about airplanes the last time I wrote about airplanes has to be at least 2 or 3 months ago, maybe more. I can't actually remember. So this is exciting, and every poem is always unique. There's never been a duplicate poem. There's been occasional themes that repeat. The two may become one is one that I've reused multiple times, but every poem is unique. That's a vow of the typewriting poet. But there are some themes that are even harder to get. Like if you request something like, I think had a Switchblade Calluses was one of the hardest poems. Another hard poem was I was asked to write about I can't talk about that one on the stream because it was basically asked to write a poem from the perspective of a middle schooler, and so I had to use that family friendly. I had to write a poem from the perspective of a middle schooler, and but that was something different, I think. Yeah, that was something different. And I had to write a poem from the perspective of a middle schooler, and they used a voice. And that voice is tough because you have to dumb things down. Hardest poems, believe it or not, are for kids. Because I have to be aware, and I don't even know what music's playing. There we go. Kids, I have to make the language simple enough so that they can actually understand the poem, potentially. They might not. It's kind of like a crapshoot with that. But a 5-year-old comes up to you for a poem, and you're like, like my vocabulary just went from this to boom, it shrinks. So. thank you. David said this is better than morning coffee. That's a great compliment and a reminder that I need my morning coffee myself. Alrighty. Patrick Smith advocating for Meeting Wave. So, I want to thank everybody for being here. Gotta bring down this music. What we're going to do is we're not going to have a closing screen today. Instead, after I read this poem, we are all going to raid. We're going to soar, like this poem tends to do a lot of, and we're going to soar into Steve Disco Newsom's stream. We're going to do a raid at his streams. You all will be automatically transported across space and time a little bit to England, where he is streaming disco music. So, and playing a video game that works over Twitch. So you may get a kick out of that, younger David. If I call you David the Elder and David the Younger, would that work? Anyway, for David the Older, the Elder, the writer, and the first friend. Yeah, Twitch Hero Alex is out. You have a great time on Akira's channel. I'll see you soon. Because I'll probably be heading over there after the raid. This is Cloudseeker by Joseph for David Hubbard. An airplane on the ground is an unnatural thing. Those wings seem to beat even as it fuels and fidgets on runways, bucking at the gravel and stone to roam among the clouds, cutting through those pillowy, foggy formations and glisten with crystals on the wings in soft winter. There is a searching to the points of nose, the stretch of flaps figuring out the angles, instruments all pointing to the upside-down sea of blue, and arching back, pushing passengers into their seats at the celestial reach. In the buzz and the roar, I do not see machine, but beast, feasting on besting the humans to join the eagle, the phoenix, the good omen hawk, to transcend gravity and fly. Cloudseeker, a poem about airplanes. Again, thank you all for being here. Really appreciate you being part of the stream this morning. Oh, we've got a pretty good crowd here this morning. Welcome. We're just about to go raiding Steve Disco Newsom, who is an awesome disco DJ who, by his amazing support, we have been able to get affiliate status, but not yet because of Twitch being weird. Wincity Chess says, thank you. It is honestly my pleasure. I really appreciate the prompt. David the Younger. I'll just be David and David the Younger. David the Elder doesn't come roll off the tongue the same. David the Younger, thank you for your prompt for your father, David. Really appreciate you all being here and all helping celebrate poetry. Now let's go enjoy some awesome disco music. You can stay if you want. You can go with the raid, whatever you feel comfortable doing. Thank you for being such a great audience today, and I will be back tomorrow with more poetry, possibly celebrating some forklift guys. That might be tomorrow's poems. Thank you again so much and have a wonderful day. And remember, you can always actually check me out on my Instagram at Walking Wall Poet. My email as well is yourfriend@walkingwallpoet.com. Available to do any commissions outside of the Streamverse. Thank you and safe travels. And it's loading. We are taking off. And see ya. And I'm going to end the stream now.